If your answer to the question, what are your strengths and weaknesses, sounds like this, um, actually, my weakness is that I work so hard and I care too much for the people, and yeah, I think that's all. Then stop, because this sounds cliche and is not doing you any favors. But here is the truth. Recruiters just don't ask this question to check a box. They are looking for something very specific, and most candidates miss it. Stick around till the end, because in this video, I am going to tell you how to answer this question. Recruiters ये सवाल क्यों पूछते हैं? कुछ bonus tips along with sample templates in order for you to check and understand that how impactful this is and how this can actually change and turn the tables around. Without wasting any more time, let's deep dive into it. First of all, we will very quickly understand that why any recruiter asks you this question, that is, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Well, the answer to that question is very tricky and is a psychological trick. Recruiters आपसे ये सवाल इसलिए पूछना चाहते हैं to check whether you are self-aware or not. I know this sounds little out of the box, लेकिन इस सवाल को पूछने से रिक्रूटर को ये पता चलता है कि आप अपने आप को कितने अच्छे से जानते हैं. जो इंसान खुद को बहुत अच्छे से जानता है, वो हर एक चीज को स्ट्रीमलाइन कर सकता है, करेक्टिव फीडबैक के लिए ओपन रहता है, एंड उस इंसान को किसी थर्ड पर्सन को ये बताने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती कि आप में ये कमी है. सो जो भी इंसान अपनी वीकनेसेस और अपनी स्ट्रेंथ्स को बहुत अच्छे से जानता है, वो इंडिविजुअली अपनी लाइफ में बहुत आगे ग्रो करता है. सेकेंडली, रिक्रूटर्स वांट टू चेक हाउ ऑनेस्ट यू आर. आप कितने ऑनेस्ट इंसान हैं और आप कितनी ब्यूटिफुली, प्रोफाउंडली एंड प्रोफेशनली अपनी स्ट्रेंथ एंड वीकनेसेस को रिक्रूटर को पोर्ट्रे कर सकते हैं, ताकि रिक्रूटर ये समझ पाए कि वेदर यू आर अ कैंडिडेट जो सच बोलने में बिलीव करता है, और यू आर अ पर्सन जो सिर्फ बड़ी बड़ी बातें करके, झूठ बोल के किसी भी चीज को हासिल करने की कोशिश करना चाहता है. Another thing that is from the company perspective, recruiter asks you this question to check whether your strengths and weaknesses align with the company goal. So whether you are a fit candidate or not, because eventually, as I say in all my videos, we are just a resource to the recruiter. So by answering this question, we inform the recruiter that whether our strengths and weaknesses align with the company goals or not. And the last point, which is actually linked to the first and second point, that is self-awareness and honesty. ये चीज एक इंसान के बारे में बताता है उसके ग्रोथ माइंडसेट को लेकर के. इससे कोई भी इंसान ये बहुत इजीली जज कर सकता है what type of mindset do you have और what type of behavior you have, जिससे एक कंपनी को ये पता चल सकता है that whether you are there to stick around for long time or you are just there to time pass and spend 6 months and just leave the organization. Now here is the biggest catch. अगर आप एक ऐसा आंसर करते हैं जो रिक्रूटर सुनना चाहता है, वो रिक्रूटर बहुत इजीली समझ जाते हैं. आई एम टेलिंग यू दिस फ्रॉम माय ओन पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस from recruitment as a candidate as well as an HR, that अगर आप कोई भी prepared answer बोलते हैं, so हमें वो बहुत easily पता चल जाता है कि you are well prepared and you are just answering this to secure a job. But the biggest thing is कि अगर आप इस question को एक intent के साथ, एक emotion के साथ, बहुत ही professionally, profoundly, with true honesty answer करते हैं, so we really get to feel that no, this person is answering this particular question genuinely and not just for the sake of answering this question and not just for the sake of securing the job. Now, the second part. We will try to understand that how to answer this question to make sure that we ace our next or upcoming interview. First thing, आप जब भी इस क्वेश्चन को आंसर करें तब आप उसमें 5 to 6 एडजेक्टिव्स ना यूज करें, You don't have to use and showcase all your vocabulary which you know. Rather, pick one or two of your core strengths जो आपसे सबसे ज्यादा रिलेट करती है. एंड नॉट जस्ट दैट, जब आप उन कीवर्ड्स को यूज कर रहे हैं टू शोकेस योर स्ट्रेंथ, make sure that you are giving an example with it and intent to the answer that shows कि आप जिस टाइप के इंसान हैं वो स्ट्रेंथ्स को यूज करके आपने कभी ना कभी अपनी लाइफ में एंड स्पेशली इन योर वर्क कुछ ना कुछ अचीव किया है. नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू गिव यू अ सैम्पल टेम्पलेट. आप इसका स्क्रीनशॉट ले सकते हैं इस वीडियो को पॉज करके, एंड देन आई एम गोइंग टू रिवील दैट हाउ यू शुड आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन to ace your interview. Now, let's check how to answer this question. I am going to pick the strength as problem solving. One of my core strengths is analytical problem solving. In my last role, I actually redesigned a program and a system which reduced data errors by 35%. This shows that we have well informed the strength that we possess. And not just that, we also informed them about a little background of our previous achievement in the company, where the recruiter doesn't have to go the extra mile of asking you an additional question that what were your achievements in your last role. By answering this question like this, enhances and increases your chance where you are collaborating your achievements as well as your strengths. And recruiters are looking for such type of candidates जहां पे we have covered all the 4 pointers that why recruiters ask this question. I am going to give you another sample on how to answer this question with another strength. I am skilled in cross-functional communication. In my last role, I led sync between the marketing and the product team on weekly basis, which reduced the delays and made sure that the products and projects are delivered on timely basis. By answering this question, that is your strength communication, you are conveying once again to the recruiter about one of your past achievement, and the recruiter knows that how effectively, using the both examples that I have given, you have been using your strengths to deliver and corporate towards the company. Now, the worst part, how to answer your weaknesses. I know we all freeze on this question because we don't know what to answer. In the early stages of my career also, I have been using such kind of phrases which I'm going to reveal now. And now I feel when I look back and think that kya hi answer karti thi main. So I really think that I was literally making a fool out of myself. But that is the reason I have made this channel, so that you get the right guidance from an experienced person जिसने वो सभी गलतियां की हैं, ताकि आप वो सब गलतियां ना करो मेरे एक्सपीरियंसेस से. If you answer this like, I care too much, I have done a lot of work, I am a very emotional person, then you are actually revealing too much. I know I did tell you to be honest with the recruiter and your interviewer. However, these are some things जो मैंने अपने एक प्रीवियस वीडियो में भी कवर किया था, which you may feel free to watch on my channel, that what we should not be using in the interview, or what phrases and words to refrain from using in an interview, and what are their substitutes. Hence, answering your weaknesses in such a way and being extremely transparent is not going to lead you anywhere, because the recruiter may think कि आप बहुत emotional हैं, so maybe आप corrective feedback अच्छे से ना ले पाए, या फिर अगर कभी भी किसी भी गलती की वजह से कंपनी के अंदर आपको ओनरशिप लेनी पड़ती है फॉर योर मिस्टेक, देन यू मे नॉट बी अ राइट फिट क्योंकि यू आर इमोशनल पर्सन, और यू टेक ऑन टू मच ऑफ वर्क एंड यू डोंट लेट गो थिंग्स इजीली. So it's going to backfire on you. So rule number 1, never say that I work too much or I am a perfectionist. Why you should not use that? You may feel free to use my previous video जहाँ पे मैंने डिटेल में बताया है कि ये क्यों नहीं यूज करना चाहिए, until or unless you are backing it up with a real example. Now in the next slide, you may feel free to take a screenshot of a sample template on how to answer this question about your weaknesses. Once again, the same rule applies. Don't pick 5 or 6 of your weaknesses. Stick to the point Just tell one or two of your weaknesses, and that too, back it up with such kind of examples which will not lead for a recruiter to think that you are extremely emotional or you are not a fit candidate. Now I'm going to reveal on how to answer this question. That is, what are your weaknesses specifically, so that you know how to portray it, how to answer this in order for you to ace your next interview. Before I give you that template, I want you to know कि ये जो template है और ये जो answer है, this is going to be very very beneficial for you because ये एक सच answer है. मैंने ये आंसर अपनी प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में, पर्सनल लाइफ में यूज किया है एंड इट हैज वर्क मैजिक फॉर मी. लाइक इट टर्न्ड आउट टू बी मिराकुलस फॉर मी बिकॉज these are the phrases and these are the templates जो कि एक्चुअली में मेरे बारे में बहुत सच भी थी, और without compromising on the quality and without lying to a recruiter, I have honestly portrayed with just a little hairfare of words, and it just turned up to be the best thing. So this is something you should note down you should take a note of it and just recite it and use it, and let me know in the comment section that how you felt after using this. The weakness that I am going to pick is delegation. Earlier, I used to take on too much of work, thinking that it will make me faster and help me deliver the projects on time. But I did not realize the only thing that it did is slower me down because I was taking too much on my plate. Hence, I started delegation of works and understood that teamwork is something that really leads us to a productive solution. Hence, I have taken up a course on how to do teamwork and how to initiate delegation of work to make sure that we are effectively utilizing our time, and it really helped me delivering my projects on timely basis while making sure that my work-life balance is also ensured. This is something that is from a true life experience, and I am sure कि आप सब भी ये करते होंगे. हम जनरली ये सोचते हैं कि किसी और को काम देने से अच्छा है हम खुद ही कर लेते हैं और काम जल्दी हो जाएगा. But we don't realize that we have our own position in the team, we have our own work set. हम हर एक काम करने के चक्कर में अपने काम को अच्छे से नहीं कर पाते, दूसरों की हेल्प करने के चक्कर में एंड टू लुक परफेक्शनिस्ट हम बहुत सारा काम अपने प्लेट पे ले लेते हैं एंड देन वी सफर. इट हैम्पर्स आवर वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस, इट हैम्पर्स आवर पर्सनल लाइफ एंड इवेंचुअली लीडिंग अस कि हम टाइमलाइंस के अकॉर्डिंग उन प्रोजेक्ट्स को डिलीवर नहीं कर पाते. सो by informing that I have taken a short course on how to initiate teamwork and start delegation of work, and realizing my own mistake that it only slows me down, and emphasizing on how this has helped me, is an answer that really informs the recruiter that yes, there was a weakness, but this person has identified that weakness and they have worked on it and eventually they have turned it into one of their strengths. This is how you should be answering this. I'm going to give you another example so that you can pick whichever you feel best. The next weakness that I'm going to pick is public speaking. I am 100% sure that all of us must have had fear of public speaking once in our life, and I'm sure कि आज भी बहुत सारे लोग होंगे जिनको public speaking का fear होगा. Despite working extremely hard, they fear to represent the project. Even until today, जब मुझे भी कोई presentation बोलने के लिए दी जाती है in front of large group of people, I also get nervous. Despite I'm making this video for you, I also get nervous and मेरे दिमाग में 50 thoughts चल रहे होते हैं कि क्या मैं ठीक लग रही हूँ, क्या मैं fumble तो नहीं कर जाऊंगी, या मैं कुछ ऐसा तो नहीं बोल दूंगी which I should not say. I can understand that and I can relate to it because I was there once. But once I went into that journey, I have acquired that skill on how to cope with it and not get too involved in that particular thing, worrying that what will others think. I know it takes a lot of time for a lot of people to get out of it, but this is something which is very true with all of us. Hence, I have picked this one so that हम सच भी बता दें और वो हमारे वीकनेस पे भी कवर हो जाए और हमने कुछ झूठ भी नहीं बोला रिक्रूटर को. So this is a template you should definitely have on your notepad and be prepared with it for your next interview. I used to feel very nervous and shy in front of large group of people. I was very hesitant to represent and speak publicly. However, I realized it and ended up joining an international club which helped me understand and gain insights on public speaking. Now I am very proficient and confident and have nailed it and excelled on how to deliver good kind of content and be effective communicator in front of large group of people. Now, in my template, I have used the term international club. You don't necessarily have to use this particular term. Rather, you may simply say कि आपने कोई normal public speaking course join किया है from your local area. Or you may also feel free to say that you have been watching a lot of YouTube videos and some content creators who are specifically covering on how to speak and excel public speaking. This will sound very real because as you're watching my channel, technically I am also helping you with such kind of content, right? You may feel free to tell that you are watching a lot of videos on YouTube, specifically focusing towards the content which helps you with public speaking, or you have taken up some public speaking course from your local area or from some local academy. That will also sound real. But answering it in a way that you have joined an international club may sound little heavy, though it's true, but it may not sound that, great in front of the interviewer. So you may feel free to tweak it as and when you like, as per your knowledge, and as you think that, yes, this is something that I have done. This is going to just work perfect for everybody, for every situation, no matter which interview you are appearing for, and no matter आप कौन से डोमेन से हैं, आप इंजीनियर हैं, आप डॉक्टर हैं, आप कस्टमर सर्विस डोमेन में काम करते हैं, आप प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजर हैं, आप बैंक में काम करते हैं, आप किसी भी फील्ड में काम करते हैं. These are the two weaknesses which I personally picked because this is going to help everybody and this is going to fit for everybody. Always remember, guys, that your weakness is never a red flag unless you say that you don't have any weaknesses, because that can never be true. We all have our own weaknesses. The only thing is that how to portray it to make sure that we are aligned and we are perfect. The thing is, whenever you are answering any of your weaknesses, make sure that you are backing it up with a story and a solution-oriented approach, so that the recruiter knows कि आप में वो weakness तो थी, but despite having that weakness, you are working on it and you have worked perfectly fine and you have overcome it now. Now, the most awaited part, some pro tips. This is the section that you should not miss at all. Understand one thing very logically. Why the recruiter is asking you this question is to check whether you were a fit candidate and aligning with that particular role and for that company. Now, you should read the job role very carefully. Why I am saying that is because जब आप job role बहुत ही अच्छे से पढ़ लेंगे, उसमें से कुछ keywords उठाइए. For example, अगर कोई job role है जो कि customer service role के लिए है, just an example. So a customer service representative has to be polite, has to be empathetic, has to be effective communicator, has to be sympathetic with the client, has to be a person जो reassure करता है, acknowledge करता है customer के pain points को. These are the few keywords जो मैंने ही आपको दे दिए. Now similarly, अगर आप किसी और रोल के लिए जाते हैं, for example for a project manager role or maybe for a leadership role, then in a leadership role, what are the key roles and responsibilities you are having? You should be a team manager who can manage large group of people at once. You should be someone who has leadership qualities, who can maintain harmony in crisis situation, no matter, क्योंकि एक टीम के अंदर बहुत सारे डिफरेंट लोग होते हैं, उनका डिफरेंट नेचर होता है. सो जनरली रिक्रूटर्स ये पूछते हैं that what are your strengths and weaknesses, or maybe how will you handle a team where one person is not listening to you or doing whatever you are telling them to do. This is where this plays a major role. आप जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन को बहुत अच्छे से पढ़िए और उसमें से एक या दो कीवर्ड्स को पकड़ लीजिए to align it with your answer for strengths and weaknesses. Over a period of time, you will definitely be able to answer it without having such kind of preparation. क्योंकि जब आप इतने सारे इंटरव्यूज दे देते हैं या इंटरव्यूज ले लेते हैं तो आपको नेचुरली वो इनबिल्ट हो जाता है, जैसे मुझ में है. लेकिन इनिशियली यू आर इन द स्टार्ट ऑफ योर करियर, यू मे नॉट बी एबल टू फिगर आउट कि इस रोल के लिए क्या कीवर्ड्स या क्या फ्रेजेस यू शुड बी यूजिंग, एंड दैट इज व्हाई आई एम हियर टू गाइड यू फ्रॉम रियल लाइफ एक्सपीरियंसेस. जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन को बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ो, उसमें से जो भी डिस्क्रिप्टिव एंड कुछ भी कीवर्ड्स होंगे जो उस रोल के लिए अलाइन करेंगे उनको उठाओ और उन्हीं सब कीवर्ड्स को अपने आंसर में फिट इन कर दो एंड back it up with some real life examples. As I mentioned, for the customer service role, I give you multiple keywords. Pick any one of them and add it in your answer. For the other one that was for a leadership role, you may feel free to pick the leadership itself, that I feared leadership or something like that, and you pick up that vocabulary and align it in your answer. That is also going to be very, very helpful to you, क्योंकि आप रिक्रूटर को वही आंसर करेंगे जो रिक्रूटर देखना चाहता है, जो रिक्रूटर जानना चाहता है, that whether you are a fit candidate for that role or not. Second pro tip, turn your weakness into a subtle strength. Now what I mean by that is, जो भी मैंने previous examples आपको दिए थे जिसमें मैंने template use किया था, backing it up that what is your weakness, how you identified it, what you have done to improve it, and how you have excelled it. In these 4 steps, it became one person's strength. So, pick any of the weaknesses जो उस job role से align करती हो and inform the recruiter कि पहले ऐसा था, अब ऐसा नहीं है, क्योंकि मैंने ये काम किया इस चीज को improve करने के लिए. The recruiter will be very happy because it indirectly shows, it's a psychological trick, it indirectly shows to the recruiter that you are very open for feedback, you are very open to learn, very open to grow, और आप अपनी मिस्टेक्स को बहुत ही बाखूबी पहचान पाते हैं, जिस वजह से आप उन पे काम करने की कोशिश करते हैं और आप उसको अपनी स्ट्रेंथ में कन्वर्ट करते हैं. नाउ प्रो टिप नंबर 3, no matter what you say, it always matters how you say it. I have also covered in my previous videos on how to say things. However, be calm, be clearer, be strong and be confident. अगर मैं सेम टेम्पलेट आपको बहुत ही ज्यादा नर्वस होके बोलूंगी, so you will be able to figure out that मैं बहुत डरी हुई हूँ. I understand it's the start of your career. You may feel nervous and you have the full right to be nervous. However, आप उस चीज को carry forward नहीं कर सकते. Even if your weakness is that you become nervous, you have to work towards it. And how you can work towards this? By practicing your delivery. मैं अपने बहुत सारे वीडियोस में बोल चुकी हूँ that please take a note of these tips and tricks. ये आपको कोई नहीं बताने वाला है. I'm just telling you this from my personal experience. And practice them every day, or maybe whenever you can, in front of a mirror, so that you know how you speak, what is your facial expression when you are speaking, and whether it is looking good, because you should be your own judge. Don't let anybody else judge you. If you will be your own judge, you will know what are your mistakes. जैसा कि मैं आज ये वीडियो बना रही हूँ, अगर आप मेरा सबसे फर्स्ट वीडियो जाके देखेंगे, आप उसमें और इसमें जमीन आसमान का फर्क देखेंगे. Is because when I see them, when I edit them, I realize कि नहीं यार, यहाँ पे ये चीज थोड़ी सी अच्छे से हो सकती थी, या मैं इस चीज को और अच्छे से बोल सकती थी, मेरे फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन वैसे हो सकते थे. सो आई फिगर दैट आउट, एंड दैट इज व्हाई इन ऑल ऑफ माय वीडियोस आई कीप इम्प्रूविंग. You may never know, by the time I'm posting my 100 video, I am like, with top notch with editing, top notch with content and other things. because I'm improving every day. I am checking for my mistakes. I am checking for errors. So be your own judge. थोड़ी बहुत mistake initially चलती हैं. Even the recruiters know it that you are a fresher candidate, or maybe even if you are an experienced candidate, you are a human at all. So you can have weaknesses, you can have errors. That's absolutely normal. मेरे अंदर भी कुछ वैसा नहीं था कि मैं पहले दिन से ही ऐसा फटाटेदार इंग्लिश बोल रही थी या मैं पहले दिन से ये सब कर रही थी. No, I gained it, I learned it from years of experience on how to answer it. ट्रस्ट मी, मैंने इतने इंटरव्यूज अपनी लाइफ में कंडक्ट किए, जहां पे नहीं भी जॉब करनी होती थी मैं वहां पे भी जाके इंटरव्यू देकर आती थी, just to check that how it is. So that has helped me over a long period of time, and that is the reason I'm able to make this channel, to give you the hands-on experience. So it is very normal. Don't fear कि आपको बोलना नहीं आता या आप क्या बोलेंगे. Just be calm, stay grounded, have a glass of water, request time, seek help, and it's all going to be fine. Trust me. Now, here is the bonus templates for strengths and weaknesses. You may feel free to take a screenshot of this, or please note it down for future references. And alongside, I am also giving you some keywords specific to some job roles, which you may feel free to use in future, and you can align them based upon your individuality. The way you talk about your strengths and weaknesses can either make it or break your interview. So don't wing it, own it. Show that you are self-aware, honest, fit for this role, and looking for constant growth. That's what top recruiters remember. Let me know in the comment section that what is your biggest fear or challenge in an interview, or some topics that you want me to cover for next videos or upcoming videos, so that I can help you gain insights and learn some new knowledge with me. I hope that you were able to learn something new from this video. If yes, then I wish you all the very best for your future interviews, your career, and for future endeavors. I really wish कि आप जो भी job ढूंढ रहे हैं, acquire करना चाहते हैं, या जो भी आप अपनी लाइफ में बनना चाहते हैं, you get there slowly, steadily, with the growth mindset, and I'm always there to support and help you. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.